Well, hey there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is your very first time here, yay, I'm so glad you found me. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate your support while I try to grow my little channel. All right, so the movie I'm reviewing today is, yes, another Christmas movie. It's called The 12 Days of Christmas Eve. It's an hour and 30 minutes and is rated PG. And the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is a B plus. I thought it was pretty cute. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines and interesting lines if there are any worth talking about, and recommendations for other films that I think you'll also really enjoy. All right, let's dive in. This family-friendly Christmas movie is now playing on the Lifetime channel, as well as on Amazon Prime and Vudu. So here's what the story is about. This is the nutshell. When Brian Conway, a successful businessman whose family relationships have suffered, gets in a car accident on Christmas Eve, Santa gives him 12 chances to redo the day and repair the relationships in his life, including with his daughter, Michelle. The film was directed by Dustin Reichert and written by Irene Donahue. All right, so here's the list of things that I really enjoyed about this movie. First of all, I adore Kelsey Grammer. He tends to play the same character in every movie and TV show, but it suits his personality. We even get to hear him sing a little bit in this movie. Not a whole lot, but he has a great voice and he's just always a fun addition to a movie. Spencer Grammer plays Kelsey Grammer's daughter in the movie, and she really is his daughter in real life. I kept looking to see if they looked alike or if they acted alike, and they did. Well, they did a little bit, I guess, but I'd have to see pictures of the mom to compare. I love movies that loop, giving the protagonist time to redo his or her choices to become a better person. One of my all-time favorite movies is Groundhog Day. One of the characters actually talks about that kind of looping movie and explains that the time loop stops, quote, when they stop being selfish and start helping other people, end quote. And that's basically true. And it's definitely true in this movie. Kelsey Grammer played a starship captain in an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, where his character actually was stuck in a time loop for over 90 years. I thought that was pretty funny. Ultimately, I think we all like the idea of second chances. I would love to redo a lot of my life and make a lot of different choices. And so I think these types of movies give you the opportunity just to kind of fantasize and think, what would you have done differently? Or what could you do differently? All right, so on to the list of things that I didn't like so much or just thought could have been done better. First of all, the movie is super cheesy and predictable. Now, I wrote that on my list of things that I didn't like. However, I readily admit that at Christmas time, when I'm ready to wrap a bunch of presents, I get out all of my supplies, the presents, the wrapping paper, the tape, scissors, the whole deal, and I turn on a cheesy, predictable, dumb movie that I can be sort of partially watching to get in the Christmas spirit while I'm taking care of that Christmas task. So I'm saying that it's both good and bad, I guess. There are quite a few bad green screen moments, though. The scenarios are just ridiculous. I mean, they are in this kind of movie anyway. So I guess I'm confirming what your expectations probably are. There's a surgeon who can't figure out how to get a babysitter. And I'm thinking, okay, that's one of the ridiculous scenarios. Really? Now she's a single mother, but a single mother definitely has backup plans, right? And if she's a surgeon, clearly she can figure that out. So I was just like, really? Come on. Spencer Grammer's character, the daughter, is really cranky, impossible to please, and demanding during most of the movie. Now, of course, we're supposed to understand that her father has spent a lifetime of neglecting her and choosing other priorities over her. So we understand why she's just cranky, but sometimes she's really unreasonable. Like her dad will try to do something nice and it's just not perfect enough. And I'm like, give the guy a break. He's trying here. There are some bad editing moments and transition moments that kind of surprised me. And there are a few bad acting moments as well. All right, so let me give you some tips for parents. Kids mostly will be bored because it's adults talking, even though there is a little girl in the movie. It's really more an adult movie, and definitely one that appeals to adult sensibilities and the fact that we're the ones making the bad mistakes, wishing we could redo our life or at least a day, right? There's also lots of alcohol. There's talk of death. And adults will definitely get more out of the lessons and the themes in this movie more so than kids. And so speaking of themes, some of the ones that I definitely caught were hard work and sacrifice, happiness, second chances, loving yourself and forgiving others, and Christmas spirit. All right, so I always write down interesting lines and funny lines, if there are any, while I'm watching the movies, basically so I can just share them with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue. All right, so I don't really have any great funny lines that are worth sharing with you. I do have them written on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but for now, let me share with you some of the interesting lines and some of the lines that I thought had great wisdom in them. For example, Santa, who's played by Mitch Polo, says, Christmas isn't about gifting, but giving. And I really like that, especially as this father's trying to figure out how to be a better person. So he spends the first day just buying everybody a bunch of presents and stuff. And that's definitely not the Christmas spirit. Towards the end of the movie, he starts to figure it out. And so Brian Conway, that's the character's name, played by Kelsey Grammer, he says, the true meaning of Christmas, love. Love of family, love of friendship, love of humanity. After all, Christmas celebrates the birth of a love so great that it just might save the world. And I thought that that was really sweet. And I was actually surprised that there was even mention of what the real meaning of Christmas is all about, the birth of Jesus Christ. I think a lot of Christmas movies tiptoe around that. And really, that was the only line in the movie. But I was like, oh, okay, good. That's what Christmas is. And then another moment, Kelsey Grammer's character says, my Christmas wish is that you love yourself as much as I love you. And I thought, oh, that's such a sweet wish and such a sweet thing to say. Other interesting lines are when Kelsey Grammer's character says, I was so busy trying to give you a better tomorrow that I wasn't in any of your todays. And I think we parents often fall into that trap. We're so busy working, so we can give our children things that maybe we didn't have growing up, or things that we wish that they could have, because to us it means love. What the thing that matters most to kids is us, our time. Those are the memories that they'll share. They won't remember any of the gifts. Well, maybe some of them, but really it's that time that you can share with them. And then another time he says the meaning of life is love. So he's starting to finally understand some of these things. All right, and then I'll share one last one. You can see all of them on my written review, where again, Kelsey Grammer's trying to figure out life and the meaning of life and what is truly of value. And he says, show me who you are. And that's a great line that could be thrown back at him, because he was showing what his priorities were. And look at your priorities very closely. And remember, family first. When people pass away, they don't want things surrounding them on their deathbed. They want their loved ones there. Have a fantastic Christmas, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.